Welcome to Yarra Rangers Life TV's midweek wrap. It's our 45th episode since April last year, would you believe? And this week we're at the 67th Kalorama Rally, of course up here in Kalorama with some of these awesome vintage cars. Of course, the midweek wrap, every week we bring to you the latest local news headlines, the weather forecast ahead, plus we share with you what Yarra Rangers Life TV's been up to. But now, as I always say, it's time for the latest local news headlines presented by a veteran journalist and all-round nice guy, Mr. Jim Brown.
Thanks, Pat. I'm Jim Brown. Welcome to the midweek wrap, brought to you this week from the main street of Lilydale on the Maroondah Highway. The Rangers Trader Mail and the Ferntree Gully Mail's front pages look at crime in Monbulk, with a frustrating example of a business broken into 5 times in 2 years. The latest at Alpine Mowers was last week, with thieves ramming the premises with a stolen ute to get entry and steal more than $10,000 worth of stock. The business owner, Adam Robin, has published CCTV camera images of the burglary on Facebook, hoping these will help catch the offenders. Mr. Robin describes the culprits as oxygen thieving germs who have left him on edge, and says more needs to be done to protect local businesses. Anyone with information is invited to contact Lilydale Crime Investigation Unit, and the phone number is in the story. The Mountain Views Mail's front page features 2 stories about the Save Healesville Hospital Action Group. One shows the group farewelling a popular GP, Dr. Prathana Kunwar, who is leaving Eastern Health's community clinic at Healesville Hospital after 5 years' service. The other story continues the group's concerns about what they claim is Eastern Health's cuts to community health care. According to the group, practitioners in several disciplines have left and have not been replaced, causing a blowout in waiting times, which, for example, means anyone needing a physiotherapist will have to wait between 12 to 18 weeks for an appointment. Eastern Health's response is it's currently recruiting to fill recently vacated roles, but the Action Group spokesperson Jane Judd says more explanation is needed. The Upper Yarra Mail reminds us CFA volunteers will be out and about raising money for the annual Royal Children's Hospital Good Friday appeal, but it personalises the fundraising with the story of a young Hillcrest CFA volunteer, Jessica Curgenven, who says she owes her life to the Royal Children's Hospital. Jessica's life-threatening medical problem started when she was 9, when diagnosed with a disease similar to muscular dystrophy, and became further complicated with the discovery she had spinal problems, which could have been fatal without a delicate operation which itself was dangerous. After nearly a decade in the Royal Children's Hospital, no one knows more than Jessica how important this world-renowned facility is to all of us, and has nothing but praise for doctors and medical staff who saved her life, enabling her to put back into the community as a CFA volunteer. And finally, a great story for V8 lovers like myself about a Mount Evelyn man, Lacey, whom I know, who can rightly claim he has the world's fastest Ford panel van. 8 years ago, Alan prepared his 1989 Ford XF panel van for his first attack on the world speed record on South Australia's Lake Gairdner. In summer, Lake Gairdner becomes a dry salt lake bed, where vehicles from many different classes attempt to break land speed records. Powered by a 408 cubic inch Cleveland LPG fuel-injected V8 putting out more than 650 horsepower, Alan smashed his own world record recently with a timed speed of 173 miles an hour or 283 kilometres an hour. Breaking 200 miles an hour is his next goal, but he says it will take a lot more horsepower. In the meantime, he's the proud owner of the world's fastest panel van. I'm Jim Brown. Thank you for watching the midweek wrap, and have a happy Easter weekend. But remember, there are 2 important things about this weekend worth remembering. Firstly, daylight saving ends in the early hours of Sunday morning, April Fool's Day. So you don't want to be a fool and forget about that when you're making appointments on Sunday or Monday. Secondly, it's a great time of year to make sure your fire alarms are working properly. Check the batteries, because winter's approaching and this is the best time to make sure they work. Thanks again. See you next week.
Oh, thanks for reading the latest local news headlines, Jim. Of course, and during the weather segment, that was the music of local muso Ben Kelly. We've been plugging him for the last month or so with his amazing EP, 50,000 People. Now, what have Yarra Rangers Life TV been up to? Well, we've had a couple of chockers days over the weekend, but it started midweek. Last Wednesday, we're at the Wandin Rotaries, or the Rotary Club of Wandin's Classic Custom Car and Bike Show, where they were raising money and auctioning off some bonnets, of course, for the Royal Children's Hospital's Good Friday appeal. And we had a very special exclusive interview with former legendary racing car driver, of course, for Ford Tickford. That was Mr. Alan Moffat. That was very special. In fact, he was eyeing off my jacket at the end of that interview, so we had some fun with that. And of course, on Saturday, last Saturday, we started off the weekend with Celebrate Mooroolbark Festival. Yes, that was on again this year, formerly the Red Earth Festival, and we were lucky enough to stream the opening parade before the rain set in. Unfortunately, for the first time ever, that event was cancelled about lunchtime and the pin was pulled, but we were there lucky enough before the rains came in and shared this amazing opening parade, of course, featuring and showcasing some of the local groups in the Mooroolbark township. Now, Saturday afternoon, we travelled up to the Basin because they were having a wonderful weekend of music at the Basin Music Festival. And we went to the Oak Tree Tavern and had a chat to Rex, one of the organisers behind the Basin Music Festival, of course. And we also shared with you some of the music, The Unusual Suspects. And Sunday, well, we're at the Kalorama Rally, the 62nd Kalorama Rally, showing off some awesome vintage cars for you guys to check out. Now, what we've got coming up, Easter's coming up. We've got no plans. In fact, we're going to put our feet up for the Easter long weekend, and I think we deserve a well-earned rest. Of course, Mitch, I know you're going away. Enjoy your break, mate. You've done some fantastic work for us this year and also last year. Special thanks to Jim Brown, of course, for reading the latest local news headlines. Keaton Webb, of course, thank you for coming on board and helping us produce some of our content. I'm Pat Boucher. As always, we're living, we're loving, and we're sharing life in the Yarra Ranges and the Yarra Valley with over 350 videos for you guys to scroll through and discover on our Facebook page, of course, already. Be sure to take your time, put your feet up over the Easter break and check out some of the phenomenal content that we've put out there over the last 12 months. So as I was saying, we're living, we're loving, we're sharing life in the Yarra Ranges. We'll see you guys next Wednesday for the next midweek wrap. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.